G'day from Baku, and here's Carlos Sainz flipping the bird. At who? And for what reason? I'll tell you. Well, this series of photos put a smile on my face this morning. Carlos Sainz flipping the bird to someone off screen. What was it about? Well, I can tell you that Lando Norris was walking the other direction. He turned left and went to walk up the stairs to his hospitality suite. He looked at Carlos. He could see him coming towards him, and I'm thinking, please Lando, stop, because this could be a lovely interaction between the pair of them. But he continued up the stairs slowly, looking back at Carlos, and obviously at some point I swung away from him to shoot Carlos oncoming, and then I see Carlos flip the bird to his mate. Now, of course, Americans get a bit toey about the finger, but Australians and Brits, it's just a bit of a laugh. And it was a laugh that Carlos had a crack at Lando with that. There's a photographer over here taking a photo of me. That's Jerry. He's a lovely fella. But let me get back to my story. A little later on, Lando returned to the hospitality suite. I took a couple of pictures of him and then put my camera down, and I said, I so was hoping that you would stop and come back down the stairs and at least catch up with him. And he said, what, not just do this? And gave me a finger up from him. And then I went to Carlos as he was going to a press commitment and said, this was Lando's reaction. To which he said, that wasn't at the time. I said, no, he had a black shirt on at the time. This was a few minutes ago. It is a great relationship the two have, and I know that you guys love this sort of content, and that's why I'm telling you about it here. I want to talk to you now about Franco Colapinto. He is such big news in the paddock today. The media again were all over him after his impressive performance last race in Monza. He did an interview with Sky Sports' Ted Kravitz, but before he started I managed to get some funny faces from the Argentine driver, and I really like this kid. I think he's going places. I can tell you he really wasn't that interested in the media and photographers and TV when he was in F2, but boy, he has really blossomed after just 1 week. And is that strategy paying off? Yeah. He went from 700,000 followers on Instagram to 1.7 in 10 days? It's taken me 7 seasons to do 500,000. He does double that in a week. And he's managed to drag a couple of new sponsors, this one in particular, Mercado Libre, which is, I believe, the Argentinian equivalent of Amazon. And they're bringing plenty of money to Williams. He was in the press conference with Oliver Bearman, and I'll get to Ollie in just a moment. Still on his popularity, the Argentinian ESPN crew went from 2 or 3 to 12 last race. They're back to 4, but they did tell me that their ratings for all of their shows were at least double normal because of Franco. And I'm thrilled to tell you that I'm doing a print collaboration with Franco. He's signing 100 copies of this image taken at his first race weekend in Monza, and I'm going to suggest you probably want one of these, and you can get one right now at kimillman.com. Click on the shop and then hit signed driver prints, or after this video just go and click on the link below. Every print hand signed and numbered, plus you get a digital image of him signing your print for irrefutable proof of authenticity. Oliver Bearman, yes, he raced under the number 38 when he took over from Carlos Sainz. Well, at this race, he has number 50 on his car, and of course he gets 4 full days of F1, whereas in Jeddah, he just got the Saturday and Sunday. And I did notice too that he has the number 50 on his water bottle. Now, walking around the track yesterday afternoon, I was surprised to see Kevin Magnussen's face up on some of the flags. I didn't see any Oliver Bearman. Now, I don't know if that's actually changed because it is now, Thursday afternoon late. They may have changed them. But I was told by some people in Singapore that Logan Sargent's face is still on a lot of the promotional material in that city, and we're going there next week.
Hey, Kim, tell me about Alex and George.
Yes, they were outside on one of the hospitality decks doing a quiz, and those quizzes are not run by them. The PR people give them a list of questions. They say, right, now you ask these 5 questions and you ask these 5, and by the time you're watching this, perhaps it has already aired. The cheering you might be able to hear in the background is for Daniel Ricciardo and his press officer, who are riding scooters back, and I can't show you any vision because I'm not permitted to do so, because that's actually inside the track where it was effectively standing in front of the Hilton. I'm outside the track, but yeah, a very enthusiastic crowd of pit walkers down there. Charles Leclerc hoping to go back-to-back after his magnificent win at Monza last fortnight. Can he go back-to-back? I don't think so. I think the McLaren boys will be on fire, and certainly they are due a win, aren't they? Maybe even Oscar might get up over Lando, you never know. And what are things like here in Baku? Well, I can tell you the security is quite serious about their jobs when we go through metal detectors down there and they touch you, they frisk you, they run the wand over you. You just have to submit. Fashion-wise, what can I tell you? Lewis Hamilton in a woolly jumper today. He didn't need that, it was quite warm in there. Zhou Guanyu wearing Dior. Lando Norris in a black outfit, Nike with an interesting hat, a brand I've not heard of before, Aloe. And Daniel Ricciardo looking like he's come straight from Scarborough Beach in Perth, very casually and comfortably dressed for this climate. I'd be very interested to hear, Mariana, what your viewers think of Franco.
Of Franco Colapinto?
Yeah.
You know, we have a very peculiar relationship with Argentina, because also...
She's Brazilian.
Yeah. We have this thing of being just hermanos. We are brothers and sisters just next to each other, especially me from the south. But we have the football. And then we have Pele and Maradona and this endless discussion about who's the best, who's the god, and you know, we have the god hands of Maradona, but the god itself.
But what about Franco?
Yeah, so that's why Franco, he's looked also as someone from Latin America that we like, but he cannot talk about football.
No?
That's the thing.
Should I ask him about it?
No, don't go there.
Okay.
You can ask him about his team, but not if Brazil and Argentina is not a good subject.
All right, thank you
Right?
for that.
Bye.
She is very popular in Brazil, crazy popular. Words of wisdom. What's next? A young Australian driver, Christian Mansell, has been given the nod to race in F2. He's been the recipient of a seat at Trident, and he was out there doing some PR today. He'll be lapping this up, even though there are only 3 races left to go before the end of the season for them. What about baguettes? Were there any in the paddock? There were lots, and they looked absolutely magnificent. There's Tom Clarkson there. You might know Tom. Tom is a very learned man. He is asking all the questions at the F1 press conferences. Oh, another thing. I love the signage at the Mercedes garage. I walked past today and I saw one image and I thought, oh, that's a bright poster or a digital print. But no, they've got digital signage. And it is so impressive. I don't think any team has ever done anything like what they've done. It's obviously come at some cost, but my word, it is impressive. So if you happen to get tickets to the paddock and you see that signage, you will stop for a moment and pay attention to it. I actually went out to the F2 paddock today to get some pictures of Gabriel Bortoleto, because I read on a couple of websites that he is now favourite for the seat at Audi next year. I couldn't find him, but then I got talking to some people, and apparently I don't think that is the case. I actually had mentioned to Valtteri, what's news, and he says, no news this week, but, and then I said, but, and he just looked at me, no news this week. Now I don't know what to read into that, because I've read another report now that Sebastian Vettel might be a candidate for that role, but I'm going to go with Valtteri. I think, and I put up something on my Insta page earlier in the week, saying that I thought Daniel might get Sergio's seat, Liam gets Daniel's seat, and Valtteri retains his, which upset some people because I thought that. But anyway, you can't please everyone and you'll die trying. I think Valtteri is the man for that gig. Now, yesterday when I arrived into this country, I was met by a driver to take me to my hotel, and he had a sign, and this was the sign. Now, it made me laugh when I saw it, but from what I believe, the U is actually the Cyrillic or the local letter for Y. So perhaps might not seem as crazy as it looks. Now, I have to go and do some more editing, so I'm going to ask you to please, before you go, click like and subscribe, and then afterwards head over to kimillman.com and get your Franco Colapinto print or Oliver Bearman print, both available on my website. And for a whole lot of extra content, that's where you need to look. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday, when I arrived at the airport, I was greeted by my driver. Look, it's me! It's me, not you! It's me! He thought I was videoing them, and I was videoing me. Where was I? Oh,